Pour one out for our queen, Nemu. Nemuri number 7. The fact that we learn about her backstory, learn why she's so robotic in the way that in her mannerisms and such. She's basically an artificial soul, created person, if you will, that she was the test from Captain Kurotsuchi to create a living life form. And it took 7 attempts and he got it to where she was able to grow to, I guess, adult form, if you will. A side effect of everything is the fact that she had superhuman abilities, which I don't even think the captain knew that she would be able to do. They did us wrong in this episode because they even added like music in there, like sad music. Like when she was saving him, sad music was playing, and I'm like, why are they having sad music play right now? It should be elation, that she literally super jumped, grabbed him, went through the enemy, and saved him. It's like, why is sad music playing? Well, doesn't take much to understand why sad music is playing. Because our queen not even saves him, but in essence also fires off a mega shot by, as she says, shaving off 6% of her soul in order to fire a one-handed Kamehameha straight into the enemy. But when you're able to evolve like this left arm is, it wasn't enough to take him out, which is a shame because it wasn't until mid-fight that the captain realized, oh, this thing's evolving. It's getting the powers. The hint was the fact that his speech was getting better. Like at first, it couldn't really talk that well, but because it absorbed a little bit of Zaraki, it started to understand human speech and get better and better to where it started to be complete sentences to even be taunting. Then he was like, wait, if it's gonna get as strong as Zaraki, then yeah, we all know how strong Zaraki is, just his body alone. So if it's able to absorb any amount of that, maybe this fight would have been a lot easier if it didn't absorb Zaraki in the beginning. Like if it was just of its own volition, just the arm. Man, it's such a sad moment because even though he's able to change this moment for the better, there's so much work that has to get involved. So we learn the backstory of Nemu, and we learn where she comes from. We learn that she's the 7th one, and that the number 6 only lived to be about 2. It's unknown of Nemu's age. I mean, she looks like a 18 young adult, if you will, but the fact that here she is trying to save her father, her creator, and it's such a sad moment that, we learn so much about her. Now he has to go back to the drawing board and create somebody else, another Nemu, number 8. He had grown such an attachment to her, and that he was learning in this moment, in this fight, that she herself was evolving and getting stronger and going beyond the scope and bounds that he had programmed or created her to be. Like he did not realize that she was be able to do this. And even he says like, dang, it's gotten to the point where I gotta leave battles up to her. Like she has surpassed him in the ability to fight. Like imagine if she lived and survived and got even stronger, she would definitely be captain level herself. And she's only, second in command because of how strong she is compared to the science division. They're not necessarily, all fighting material, but yeah, it makes sense why she's a lieutenant. And of course, Captain Kurotsuchi wouldn't have anybody else be a lieutenant under him other than his own created daughter, of course. And then this guy returns. For those that don't remember, Zelaporo, or those that didn't even watch original Bleach, she's a wrong card made by Aizen. And there was a lovely fight. This guy was done wrong and killed off in the most gruesome way. He is back as an imaginary thing Kurotsuchi's bringing up. In his lowest moments, he remembers this guy because, yeah, in the past, Kurotsuchi was telling him as scientist that, there's no such thing as perfection, that you should always strive to be more and more perfect. When something is perfect, then it's boring. That's it. That's all there is. That as scientists, we need to learn and strive more and more. So perfection isn't what you want. Well, then he comes back, and in his low moment, he started thinking, was Nemu perfect? It's like, even his own mind is telling him, it's like, didn't you say that there's no such thing as perfection? And here you are, sad and about to show emotion towards something. That shouldn't you be excited that, hey, that isn't perfect, that can make something even better? And I love how, as he's like speaking, the sad music is playing, and then he just crushes it, and then it's like the record scratch, the music stops as well. That he's like come back to his senses, like, man, even at this moment, I'm thinking about this dude. All right, whatever. And then, of course, was able to finish off the left arm. And such a marvelous scene, such a marvelous episode that they really gave justice to Nemu. As far as differences, there really wasn't a whole lot, except with the ending. The ending here, this was definitely an added scene with the girls fighting the Quincy fodder, because it was actually cut out in the manga where they really didn't show any scenes. They went into the whole Bosby, as we're about to learn here, Bosby, his backstory and why he wants to attack. And then the girls, they didn't even show their fight. They didn't show anything that they have done. So the fact that they add this in is great, because it gives more context that she still has these corpses and she still has the party together. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. And it was even weird to see the Quincy fodder like have the eyes on their face and such. It's like, oh, that's not weird at all. Overall, a great episode and a great tribute episode to Nemu. Such a sad moment that happened here. And even though that Kurotsuchi won, through what means did he win? And it's, we'll have to see what goes on, and we'll see, what happens, especially now that we know that the captain has de-zombified some of our important people at the expense of their life force. We'll see, what they can do. And of course, Zaraki is going to be healed over time. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. It was a great episode, and such a shame. There's a few other differences I really didn't talk about. If you remember the running, when they were like, when they felt Kurotsuchi's power, that came out after this episode, because they were like, oh, he's going to survive. And it's because they saw felt how beaten he was. Like I said, tell me what you guys think, but make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Sorry about this whole sun thing. I'll get this fixed, Lord willing, in the future. But it doesn't detract from what we've been discussing, that's for sure. And make sure you guys don't forget, if you like what we're doing here, hit that notifications. I love to see more of you guys, and love to hear more about you guys' thoughts and what you guys felt in this episode. I felt sadness. This is a sad moment. They did a really good job portraying what was going on here. So, but like I said, you guys be safe. You take care, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.